order this special meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Elections. Today is Thursday, August 8th, 2024. A couple of housekeeping items. We would ask that if you have any kind of electronic communication device, if you'd please put it on silent or vibrate. We would appreciate that courtesy. We'll note that, and by the way, I started without making sure. Eric, we're on?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I usually make certain that we're on here.
We are.
Okay, so the meeting is being live streamed and recorded. Want to make note of that. Also, we'll note that the legal advertisement for this meeting did appear in yesterday's Newcastle News as per the Sunshine Law. We always begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and you all rise, and Mr. Germaini, could you lead us in the pledge?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce a new member of our staff. Ryan Anderson is with us, and of course, everybody knows Vanessa. I'm not sure going forward which of the two of you are going to be in the driver's seat. Okay, we'll work that out. But welcome aboard, Ryan. We're glad to have you here. That being said, could we please have a roll call?
Commissioner Sinata,
Here.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Here.
Commissioner Vogler.
Here. So we do have a quorum, and we're able to conduct our business. And good morning, Mr. Buck.
Good morning, gentlemen.
We're just at the period for public comment. You've walked in just at the right time. I'll open the floor now. I neglected to note that we always have two opportunities for public comment, one in just a second or two, and then before we adjourn, we'll have another period for public comment. You are welcome to speak both times. If you choose to just speak one of the two, that's fine. Or if you're just here to listen, that's equally fine. We do ask that any comments you have be related to election board matters. If it's another county-related matter, I'll note that we will be convening next Tuesday as the Board of Commissioners. So if you have a concern relative to other county business, that would be the appropriate meeting to attend. But if you do have a comment regarding election board matters, you're certainly in order. And then we would ask if you could keep your time to about 5 minutes or so, out of respect for people's schedules. I will note Mr. Kennedy has a meeting out of the building at 10 o'clock, so we'll be mindful of that. So that all being said, let me open the floor. If you have a comment, please, we'll recognize if you could state your name for the record. And again, if you'd rather wait till the end of the meeting, that's fine as well. But are there any public comments? Hearing none. Okay, thank you. And again, we'll repeat this in a few moments.
Dan,
Yes.
the next item, the minutes,
Yes.
they were not in the binder when Christine did it the last time. So I'm not sure if I'm sure they're upstairs on the computer, but I didn't print them out. So they're not in your packet.
Okay, what we can do then,
I apologize.
You can approve the minutes at your
At our next
next
meeting.
meeting for the past 2 meetings.
okay, thank you, Counselor. Thanks, Vanessa.
Sorry.
That then takes us now to the election director's report. Mr. Germaini.
Sir, I'll start off with voter stats, like I always do, and that hasn't changed much. We're still at a total of 56,478 voters in Lawrence County, with the Republican Party at 28,606, Democratic Party at 20,728, and then for a third, we have no affiliation at 5,089. So that's hasn't changed much, but you know, as well as I do, it goes up and down throughout the day. So I have that, mail-in ballots. As of right now, we have requests for 5,296, but I have way more yet to process. So I anticipate least 10,000 budget. So that's something around there, Susie. I ordered 12,000 envelopes, so. And speaking of that, the envelopes have changed again, not by much. The state, when I say they, the state wants to put the full year already printed on the envelope, seeing that apparently a lot of voters were not filling that in. So they decided to help the voters out and have it pre-printed on there. But you still need to sign the outer envelope and put the date that you put the ballot, you hand it in or mail it. But the year is now pre-printed, so.
Did that result in, did you have a stack of envelopes that did not have the full date? And if you did have those envelopes, did you simply have to discard them and put them in the recycle bin, or?
We keep all ballots.
No, the envelope.
Oh, the envelope? No, I'm keeping them. I'm keeping the old envelopes that don't have a date. If they're saying that I can get a variance, that if I have a stamp, I can put 2024 on it.
Okay,
So I'm gonna hold on to them.
okay,
I'm not gonna get rid of them just yet. We had about 3,000, so.
I see.
But we're tearing them apart and getting them ready for the new ones to come in, so yeah. We had minimal ballots in the primary that did not have the year on them. Off the top of my head, I think it was maybe 16, maybe 20. But, we reach out to the voter to give them a chance to come in and remedy the ballot. And most people do. So, yeah, it's been minimal. So, but look for that. Same envelopes, it's just gonna have the year printed on it. For a breakdown in what people requested so far, I have Democrats at 3,407 requests and Republicans at 1,567. And then, of course, the no affiliation is at 204, but I expect that to way up. So that's what we have for that. And a couple dates I want to announce, just to be mindful of. Last day to register for the November election will be October 21st. The last day to apply for a mail-in or civilian absentee ballot will be October 29th. And then it'll be election. So those are pertinent dates for voters to know. Other than that, I don't have anything else to report because it's kind of early in the game, but you get good stats. But
Well, Tim, thank you for that, and I want to apologize to my two colleagues. At the outset, I should have seen if either of you had some opening comments, but let me do this. I'll see if you have opening comments and then any questions for Tim's report. Commissioner Sanada?
I don't have any comments, Tim, I do have a question. I ordered 12,000 ballots, envelopes.
yes,
Okay, you're estimating 10, maybe 11,000.
yeah,
Okay, so we have about 3,000 that don't have the date.
correct.
So that you have those on the side, which you can stamp, they would be legal and allowed.
Yes,
So that gives us 15,000 theoretically.
yes.
So we're not gonna be in a situation where
Well, run out of material.
we run out of
No,
material,
no,
so
we
anybody who wants it can have it.
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect, yeah,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna waste those. Those
No,
are
no,
like-
no,
Those
no.
are just backup
Yeah, I
if
figured,
needed.
I figured why go stamping them all when I could just do it later if I need them.
Right, that's the
Before it
word,
was.
okay. Well, I just wanna clarify that because
Yeah.
they're still legal, it's, if they have the stamp on it.
Yeah, I have to get permission.
You have to get
I have to get a variance.
Okay, well, hopefully, we don't need that, but then again, you have more people that request it. We're not gonna be in a situation where
Oh, no.
you're not gonna have that ambulance ready.
No, we're gonna be fine. And my estimate of the 12,000, and seeing that this is fresh with the mail-in ballot, it's only been established for since 2020. So I'm only going off the 2020 election, which was roughly about 12,000 requested ballots.
It should be, I would,
Yeah.
if you look at past trends, it should be very similar.
Yeah.
But you have to back up just in case.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Kennedy? No, I'm good. Thank you so much. Mr. Germaine, anything else under election director's report?
One more, Dan, and that is, I don't know if a lot of people know, but the Croton Church was recently sold to Cornerstone Church. And I didn't know if we were gonna be able to stay there or not, but I went and talked to the people at Cornerstone Church. Croton Church will still remain a polling spot. It's just be under a different name.
And that's the city of Newcastle, the 3rd ward. Which precinct is that? That the second
Yeah,
precinct?
Croton, so it would be Newcastle 3-1.
3-1, excuse me.
Mhm.
First precinct of the 3rd ward. The second precinct votes at Croton School, is that
Correct,
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news.
Yes, it is.
You were concerned that we might have to,
I was gonna double up at the school, but they were nice enough to let me go ahead and do that again, so.
that's very good to know. Thank you. Anything else under your report?
No, I'm good, I just.
Okay. If
wanna
you think
see-
of anything, we can always.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Tim, thank you so much.
Yes.
Well, that being said, that takes us to new business, and we do have to consider a couple of proposed changes in polling locations. And again, as Mr. Germaine just noted, we were concerned that at the Croton Church that we may have had to have changed that one. The good news is we don't have to. So, but we do have 2 that need to be changed. The first being, and we do have a proposed resolution for this one. What number would we assign this, Vanessa?
13.
This is proposed resolution 2024-13. Let me read it into the record. In the township of Neshannock, the 7th district or precinct, the polling place was located at the Meadow Apartments, 3506 Meadowview Boulevard, mailing address Newcastle, PA 16105. And again, that's in Neshannock Township. The County Board of Elections has received permission from, I believe it would be from the Neshannock Township Supervisors,
Yes.
to hold the polling place now, or basically we're returning to the Hutchison Community Center at Pearson Park, the street address being 293 Pearson Park Drive, Newcastle, PA 16105. Therefore, be it resolved by the Lawrence County Board of Elections that the polling place for the 7th precinct or district of Neshannock Township shall be moved from the Meadow Apartments to the Hutchison Community Center in Pearson Park, Newcastle, PA 16105. Notice of this change has been duly completed per election code statute 25 PS 2726. If this is approved, you'll then be required to notify all the voters in that precinct. Is that correct, by
That's
mail?
correct. I will send out new ID cards and a notice, pretty much what the resolution says.
And then you'll also post at the 2 locations. You have to post a
5
location.
signs that.
Okay.
One at the old one at the new one, and then around the area. So yes, I will, and then I will put it in the newspaper as well.
Do you have, before I turn it over to my colleagues for their questions, anything else regarding this?
Norm, back before we changed, there were 2 polling spots at the Hutchison Center. But since they were getting renovated, I moved them. But I think that I'm only gonna keep 1 there. The Y zone seems to be working out very well. So I'm gonna just keep 1 polling spot at Hutchison Center.
So that's Neshannock 7, and if I recall, Neshannock 8, will
Yes.
they be at the Y zone?
Yes, we're just gonna remain there.
I think the nice thing about that is both locations have ample parking.
Yes,
Those are big precincts, so if you were to combine them back again,
yeah,
you might have a parking issue.
I think I would, yeah.
Whereas now what you're proposing, they're being separated, that certainly sounds logical to me. Mr. Kennedy, you have questions? Thank you. Commissioner Sanada?
No, I think I want to agree with you, Chairman, that I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Especially this year, you have a very heavy turnout.
oh yeah, we will for sure.
Yeah, and Pearson Park, it has space, but if you have both those precincts there, you could have some issues in the afternoon or morning, so it's true. I think that would work out well. And we've had no issues there, like Tim.
Yeah, not that I know.
Well, we thank the Meadow Apartments for accommodating us, and we also thank the Neshannock Board of Supervisors for allowing us to return and utilize the Hutchinson Center. Gentlemen, if there are no other comments or questions, may I have a motion for approval of proposed resolution 13?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any further comments or discussion or questions? If not, we'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes?
motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. Proposed resolution 14, somewhat of a similar situation in Union Township. The second district traditionally had been, the polling place had been the Union Township Fire Department, and they went through a renovation process of their building, which precluded us from being able to vote there in the primary. From what I understand, they've completed their
Yeah, I
renovations
talked to him yesterday.
and they're willing to allow us to return.
Yes.
So let me read into the record this proposed resolution. Whereas in the Township of Union, the second district, the polling place, at least temporarily, had been located at the Union Township building, which, by the way, that accommodates the first district of Union.
That's correct, yes.
And it will continue to be the first district of
Yes.
Union. Whereas the Union Township will no longer be available as a polling site due to the fire department having completed their renovations. The Lawrence County Board of Elections has received permission to vote at the Union Township Fire Department, 304 South Scotland Lane, Newcastle, PA 16101. Again, this is Union Township 2. Therefore, be it resolved, polling place for Union Township Second District will now be located at the Union Township Fire Department, 304 South Scotland Lane. Notice of this change has been duly completed per Election Code Statute 25 PS 2726. Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm just glad that I was worried about having both of them there for the primary, but since the primary was a little light, we survived that. But, yeah, I'm glad we're going back to the fire.
Well, and our thanks to the union supervisors for their accommodating us, as well as the folks from the Union Volunteer Fire Department. Commissioner Sanada, questions?
It's just good that it's gonna be back there. That's my voting precinct 1. And Tim, they did a nice job.
Yeah, they did.
Thank the supervisors for their help. But in the fall, it wouldn't have worked because it is municipal buildings. It's small enough and we really didn't have many people there. But the fire hall, and those are two very big precincts. So the fire hall looks great. So I think we'll be in good shape on it.
Chris, thank you. Commissioner Kennedy, any comments or concerns?
No.
Thank you very much. Well, gentlemen, a motion would be in order for proposed resolution 14.
I move we support resolution 14.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dan. If there are no other comments or discussion, we'll ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes?
motion carries.
Thank you. I'll note that the documents we just voted on, I usually give mine to the Newcastle News Reporter if they're not available. They're there, as you can see, they're not here today, so I'm going to be doing that. But if anyone would like to have a copy of these two documents, Vanessa, you can make them upstairs, is that right?
Yes.
So they'll be available in the commissioner's room if anybody would wish to have copies of these two resolutions that we have just voted on. Any other new business from you? Well, actually, no, because we had to advertise, this is the new business. We can't go over and above that based on the sunshine law. But before I open it up for public comment, just any other miscellaneous informational items?
No, just that we're starting to get busy and gear up, so we're getting ready.
Thank you. Let me open the floor for public comments, if anyone, Mrs. Vaughn.
What is the first day of the vote in person? You vote in person here also at the county?
It's all tentative. I'm waiting on the state to certify the ballots. I
I
can just give you a rough
I see.
time about, I'm hoping, really hoping, middle of September,
Okay,
that you could get ballots, that I'll have ballots here and ready for that.
Okay, could you notify us in case you don't have a meeting before that?
Oh, no, that'll be in the
Okay.
paper and
Oh,
I
okay.
will, yeah, definitely notify you guys, yeah.
I don't get the paper, so I.
Yeah, no, I'll make calls,
Nervous.
I'll make calls to the party, yeah, for sure.
And then,
We'll let both party chairs know if that's okay.
great, great. And then another comment was just that I had asked about the agenda. I tried to find it on the website. Is it in a different location?
Did we post I know it was posted.
It was, I sent it to Bill, yes, yesterday.
Where would it have been found on the website? Do you know, Eric?
It should be under the homepage next to all the upcoming meetings down towards the right of the home screen. Just scroll down a little bit. I can check
Okay.
right now.
Okay, no, it's
just to make
okay.
sure.
I couldn't find it yesterday. I looked at in the commissioner section where all the other agendas and things are, and I just didn't see it there.
Okay,
so.
yeah, I'll
So
double check
look
for
more
you.
on the first page.
Yeah,
Okay.
there should be a section closer to the bottom right that says all upcoming meetings.
Okay.
And should have the next 3 meetings there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Eric, thank you. Anything else, Mrs. Hahn?
No.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Ryan?
I have a couple of questions. The early voting hours, are there going to be any extended hours available for people who work in the daytime to come to the courthouse, either in the evening or on a Saturday?
Not that I anticipate.
And then, do we have watermarks on our ballots?
What, the ballots will be just like they've always been. I don't understand why we want water.
So they're saying that they would like watermarks on ballots, like they're pushing for that, just like you have watermarks on your dollar bill. It's just another step that makes it harder for them to forge or counterfeit ballots. I didn't know if we had watermarks on
Has
ours.
the Department of State communicated with us regarding that? Counselor, does that ring a bell with you?
I have not heard that.
Okay,
The only marks, to be quite honest with you, in a technical way, putting a watermark on the ballot would probably make a ballot invalid. It wouldn't make it go through the machine. That's why, when I make sample ballots and I put the sample across it, I won't run through the machine. So I don't know how they would put a watermark on the ballot. The only markings that I put on the ballot are in the heading where it's either a mail-in ballot or an absentee ballot. Other than that, I don't put any, the ballots won't go through even if I use a red pen, if you use a red pen or a green pen on the ballot, it'll kick it out. So
Okay.
I've never heard of that, of the watermark on the
okay,
ballot.
no, I was just asking. Okay, thanks.
Anything else, Mrs. Ryan?
No, that's it,
Thank
thanks.
you. Other public comments? Hearing none. Thank you all. Closing comments from my fellow board members. Commissioner Kennedy. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Sanada.
No.
Thank you. Tim, any last concerns?
No concern, sir, no.
Counselor, from the legal standpoint, anything we need to know or any concerns on your end?
No, sir.
Thank you. We will, at this point in time, we, unless I'm incorrect, we don't, as of right now, another meeting scheduled. It's usually on an as-needed basis. But as we always do, obviously, we'll do the legal path that is required by law. And Mr. Germaini will contact Mrs. Ryan and Mr. Buck anytime this board meets. We will call the two of you. And I don't know, do you call them or email? I'm not sure how you notify them, but
Either way.
we'll make sure you're aware of any time that this board convenes so that you know that we're together here.
Thank you.
Certainly. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us today, and if there are no other matters of business to be brought before this board, I'll request an adjournment motion.
Move adjourned.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Dan. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye, opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned, and you can get to your meeting. Safe trip. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, okay.